Hi. If you listened to last week's episode, this is going to be a little bit of a continuation, but you don't have to have listened to last week's episode for this to make sense. Here's what I've been thinking a lot about. We all say we want progress, but most of us don't even actually even trust it when it's happening. I see this all the time with clients in our 12-week program and even in our next level programs. Sometimes they've already gotten over that mental hump by that point, but I see this a lot with women. We are so busy looking for proof, like the number on the scale, especially, even the zipper on the jeans, the compliment that someone tells us, oh, you're looking so good. And when those things don't show up fast enough, especially the scale, because you know I talk about this all the time, we decide it's not working. Now, I won't go on the tangent of how if you're doing it the wrong way, may very well not be working. But even with my clients, I see this. We decide really quickly that it's not working. But here's the twist. It actually is working. If you're using a strategy that's built for your metabolism, your system, your hormones, where you are now in midlife, it actually is working. It's just not in the way that we were taught to notice. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard a woman say, I'm doing everything right, but nothing's happening. And I think, you have no idea how much is actually happening. Some of our clients, again, I'm going to go from this perspective because I know they're using the strategy that's working and is right, right? And I know that they are having a hard time seeing sometimes what's actually happening. Her energy may be coming back, her sleep is improving, her digestion is calming down. She's actually having BMs regularly that aren't painful, right? Her body is beginning to trust her again. But because the scale hasn't moved fast enough, she may still have this mindset around failure. And that is not failure. That is a result of conditioning. And that's why mindset coaching is such a huge part of what I do, because that conditioning that we've had for years and years and years, that all has to be fixed too. It all has to be navigated through, it has to be worked through. We've been trained to only recognize the kind of progress that like screams at us from the scale, the kind that shows up really loud and really fast. But here's the thing, real progress, the kind that lasts, it doesn't scream. It actually kind of whispers. It's steady, it's quiet, and it's almost boring. Sometimes it's boring enough that women quit on themselves. And oftentimes, when women quit, they quit right before it gets good, right before the whisper starts to talk out loud. Here's what the science tells us around this, right? When you've spent years dieting, your body learns to protect you. It learns to hold super tight to the energy, the little bit that you have. It conserves, it waits on safety. It wants to see, even once you start doing things in a healthy way, it wants to see that you're safe. And when you finally start eating the nutrition that your body needs, when you finally start resting in the right way so it's restorative, when you finally start exercising in a way that's metabolically effective for midlife, your body does not rush to change. It tests you. It waits to see. It waits to see if the kindness that you're finally extending it is actually real. And that's not about stalling. That's not about continuing to betray you. That is trust building. The biggest lie women believe is that if it's working, it should be obvious and fast. But the truth is, by the time it's obvious, The work's already started. Some of it, in fact, has already been done. The prep part of metabolic change has already occurred. So then the metabolism starts to shift. The hormones have start to steady. Your nervous system has started to exhale a little bit, and your body is quietly coming back to you. And you didn't even notice because you were so busy chasing proof. So let's ask a different question. What if the lack of proof isn't failure, but it's feedback? What if your body is saying, I'm not ready to show you yet, but I'm working on it, I promise? What if progress looks less and feels less like overwhelm? Better mornings, a calmer mind. What if those are the indications of progress as your body's working on it? Would that be enough to keep you going? Because I want you to hear this loud and clearly. If you're showing up, if you're consistent, I tell my clients all the time, if you're choosing differently than you used to choose, you are already in motion and you can trust that motion long before it shows up on your body as evident to you. So today, instead of asking yourself, is it working? If you're actually doing something that's healthy and using a strategy that's right, instead of asking, is it working? Try asking, am I building trust? Am I being trustworthy for my metabolism? Because that's the kind of progress that you never have to fear losing. And if you need a little proof of that right now, I would tell my clients, go to their app, look at their photos, look at your energy level, your patience, the chaos in your mind that has calmed, because the evidence is there that it is for my clients. It's just been a little quiet for the old version of you to actually hear it. And if you are not in that space where you can go back to energy level, patience, photos, and you can't find evidence, and you want that new you want to hear that future self that's happier, healthier, and less bloated, you want to hear her loud and clear, then it's time for you to reach out to me and it's time for us to chat. Thank you for spending time with me this afternoon, and I'll see you right back here next time.